work. They just come to the meetings. It's not like they're working, I mean, they are working towards a common goal, but each person would come from like a different background, whatever, yada, yada, yada. This clearly is a team because they're all working together to bring down the other people on the other side of the rope. Trying to bring down the other people on the other side of the rope so they have one common goal that they share. And if the guy in the back leaves, it's going to throw sort of an imbalance in there, and then they might not be able to achieve their goal because it's going to be so all over the place. If you guys remember watching Remember the Titans in class, we watched those short clips. At the beginning, they were more people associated with the activity of football. It was two different teams. They really didn't want to work cohesively. There was no synergy. They wanted to just work as their team and then have the other team. But more towards the end, they developed a unifying relationship. They did have synergy, which means they were working cohesively towards one goal, which means that they were trying to overcome, they wanted to win, they wanted to beat the other team. So they really established a common relationship and a trust. All right, so over the summer, I was an IT intern at GSUSA, Girl Scouts of America in New York, and I worked on a 4-person team. Everyone came from different backgrounds. The senior analyst had worked at Bank of America and JP Morgan and Chase. I worked with a junior analyst, much like myself, and then I worked with my supervisor, who was an IT nerd. She knew everything about IT. However, we'll call one of the members on my team Betty. She was the senior analyst, and she really lacked accountability. She lacked working with other people. Oftentimes she would dump her workload onto me and the other junior analysts because we worked really quick and efficient, and our supervisor loved our work. She ended up getting terminated. So that just goes to show you, you have to have your team operating in Tuckman's model for it to work. If you guys remember, we did the Lego activity in class. That was actually a direct representation of the Tuckman model. I'm going to go into explaining that a little bit more. I know, right?
Here gets the number.
All right, so forming, if you remember, Dr. Casper asked everybody to form into teams. These might be some common questions that you asked each other when you first were forming. Then he had us all assigned to our groups and had one person leave the room where he explained to them, all right, you're going to build a tower, go relay that message to your group. So we start building the tower, and then 10 to 15 minutes in, he takes another person out and changes it up. So instead of a tower, builds a bridge. Now we're faced with storming. We realize that there's a conflict, but we have to resolve it in order to reach the extra credit that he had first began to told it. That's our initial goal. So then he does the same thing, brings somebody out, says, all right, just kidding, we're going to do another tower, brings us back in. Now we're in the norming stage, so we all have an established trust with each other. We know how we deal with conflict. We're familiar with each other. We're comfortable with each other. And then last but not least, this is actually really impressive. That baby made like a dragon out of Legos, which we clearly didn't do, but he took someone out and was like, all right, the merger fell through. Now you have to make this tower, and at the end of the time, it has to stand for 1 minute. So now we're all like hurried for time. Now we're performing because we need to work together. We have a goal. We have results. Last but not least is the adjourning stage. Aren't they so cute? All right, so we have the adjourning stage, whatever, and so we decided, they announced the extra credit. Now we're done with our presentation. Now we can go back, but we exchanged information. We're now in our groups. So now we can move forward to the next task, which is what I'm presenting to you guys right now. I'm sure all of you guys have worked together as a cohesive group to come up with a really good 20-second slide, Pechakucha, which is actually really much more faster than you guys think, and that's my presentation. So.